Hey everybody, it's Kooky McGee, aka Keegan here. I'm back with another video once again, and welcome to part 2 of my review of the Scream movies. If you didn't see part 1, where I cover the first 4 movies, the link to that will be in the description down below. So today we'll be covering Scream 5, Scream 6, and the new film Scream 7. Fair warning before we get started, there will be spoilers throughout this video, especially when we get to Scream 7. It's a little bit weird because I reviewed the first 4 movies in the previous video spoiler free, but there will be spoilers in this video. But there will be some timestamps for you to avoid any of the spoilers in this video. So once again, there will be spoilers throughout this video. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to start off with Scream 5, or I know it's just called Scream, but I call it Scream 5. This one was directed by Matt Benedelli-Oplin and Tyler Gillette. I have no idea how you pronounce his last name. These two are better known as Radio Silence, as they also directed Ready or Not, and the sequel for that movie actually just came out today. I'll probably talk about that movie someday. They also directed Abigail and one of the segments in the first VHS movie that I forgot the name of, and a couple of other movies. And this was also the first film in the franchise not to be directed by Wes Craven. As I mentioned in the last video, Wes Craven unfortunately passed away in 2015 at the age of 76 from brain cancer. Rest in peace, by the way. So, the reason why it's not titled Scream 5, it's because this film is poking at these requels, that this trend in movies where you see where it's a reboot of a franchise, but it's the sequel to an existing film in the franchise, which I believe this trend all started all the way back in 2018 with David Gordon Green's Halloween movies. I didn't see those. But there was also the Candyman remake. Well, not a remake, but the requel from 2021. Exorcist Believer, which is a piece of shit movie. And a couple of other ones. So, yeah, this movie's basically following that trope. So this film takes place around the 25th anniversary of the original Woodsbury killings in the original film. You guessed it. There's a new set of Ghostface killers. Well, it's always 2 people pretending to be Ghostface, because every movie in this franchise has 2 people pretending to be Ghostface, except for the third one, because there was only one guy pretending to be Ghostface in the third film. But anyways, you got a new set of killers terrorizing Woodsboro, killing the teens in Woodsboro, and you got Sydney, played by Neve Campbell, Dewey, played by David Arquette, and Gail, played by Courtney Cox, all out to put an end to it before the body count can go any higher. You know how it goes. Now, instead of having Dewey, Sydney, and Gail as the main protagonists, this one follows a new set of characters, but it does have Gail, Dewey, and Sydney as some of the side characters, but which is kind of a new take, instead of it just always being Sydney and them being terrorized. But they still do get terrorized by the new Ghostface in town. And I really like the opening scene where, spoiler alert, you know how in all the other movies where it just shows the first victim getting slain by Ghostface? Instead, the first intended victim doesn't die. They survive and are recovering in the hospital, which was something different for once. To be honest, I wasn't really a big fan of this movie. I mean, it was alright. It had its moments, but I don't know. It's just your average Scream movie, and I mean, it does have some good kills, and definitely has one of the most shocking deaths in the franchise, which I will get to in a moment. But I don't know, I just wasn't really a big fan of this one. I mean, the killer reveal was still pretty good. It had some pretty good kills, but I don't know. I just knew how it was going to go. Although, to be fair, I kind of already knew who one of the killers was because someone accidentally spoiled it for me, which that was all right. I kind of guessed who it already was anyways, but I didn't know who the other killer was. One thing I will say that I know some people weren't a big fan of about this movie is that, well, here we go with spoiler talk. They kill off Dewey around halfway through the film. I mean, I knew he was gonna die because someone told me he dies, but I didn't think they were gonna kill him off like halfway through the movie. I thought he was gonna die like during the final confrontation between the two Ghostface killers of this movie. So it honestly didn't really bother me that they killed off Dewey in this one. I mean, one of the three characters from the original movies was going to die eventually. So, yeah, I'm not really surprised that they killed off Dewey, but Dewey was a good character, though. Anyways, end of spoiler talk. I mean, this movie had its moments, but it was alright. It's probably my second least favorite film in the franchise, but it was alright. I don't really have anything else to say about it, honestly. So I'm giving Scream 2022 or Scream 5. Well, I'm just calling it Scream 5 because I don't care what anyone says. I'm giving Scream 5 a 6 out of 10. Now we move on to Scream 6, which was released the following year after Scream 5. This one was once again directed by Radio Silence, and this is the only film in the franchise that doesn't have Neve Campbell in the film. Neve Campbell didn't return to this one due to pay issues or something. I can't remember what it is, but she does return in the next film that we will talk about in a little bit. So the only characters from the other films that's in this one is Gail and some of the surviving kids from the previous films, including Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, who play sisters in this and in the previous film. And this is the one takes place in New York, which is kind of cool instead of, well, hey, it's the second film in the franchise that takes place in a big city, the other one being Los Angeles in the third film. So this film takes place sometime after the events of the previous film. It follows Gail and some of the survivors from the last film. They all go to the Big Apple to keep a low profile and to just try to live normally. But you guessed it, some pair of dickheads put on the Ghostface mask and starts terrorizing them and killing anything in sight. Yeah, do I need to say anything else about it? Now, this movie was a little bit better than 5, just a little bit better, but I was still not really a fan of it. I mean, it was alright, but there were a couple things I liked about it. I like how it was set in New York, like in a big city, just like how the third movie was set in Los Angeles. There were some good kills there in the film, and I especially liked the opening scene in the franchise. I mean, in this film. Definitely one of the best opening scenes in the franchise. I really, really liked it. But for the rest of the movie, it was okay, but there were definitely a lot of issues and a lot of plot holes, and we're going to get into spoiler territory with this one when I'm discussing the plot holes. So 3, 2, 1, spoilers. At the end of the film, when it's revealed the killers, it's actually 3 killers this time. It's Detective Wayne Bailey, his daughter Quinn, and his son Ethan. They are the killers in this one. It's revealed that I forgot the name of Jack Quaid's character. Jack Quaid his character was one of the 2 killers in Scream 5. It was revealed that he was the eldest child of Wayne's children, and they were all the Ghostface killers, and they were out for revenge for Melissa Barretta's character for killing him in the previous film. It's kind of similar to how at the end of the second movie, where Billy Loomis's mother is one of the 2 killers in that movie. So that was not bad. But the thing that really confuses me is that where they have the big showdown at the end of this movie, they basically have all the evidence and all the ghost face stuff from the previous films. Like, how the hell do they manage to steal all the evidence from all the different evidence rooms in Woodsboro and the other places where the franchise took place? Like, the feds are gonna find out about it. And you know what? They would probably have Wayne under investigation, and they would probably bust his ass before he could even get all the stuff to New York. Because, the feds will know what goes in and out of evidence rooms. Like, it just really does not make sense at all. That's kind of like the only major plot hole I have with this movie. Like, how the hell do they get all the evidence, steal all the evidence from the previous films and put it into one place without the feds knowing about it? So besides the plot holes with this movie, it was alright. It's a little bit better than 5, but still not my favorite movie in the franchise. But, I will say this was the last decent movie in the franchise. I'll say that, because, well, we'll get to 7 in just a minute. So I'm giving Scream 6 a 6.5 out of 10. Better than 5, but not by much. And finally, the newest film and the worst film in the franchise, Scream 7. This one was directed by Kevin Williamson, who not only wrote the screenplay for this one, but he also wrote the screenplay for Scream 1, Scream 2, and Scream 4. Radio Silence, didn't return to direct this movie, as they went on to work on Ready or Not 2, which, like I mentioned earlier, that one actually just came out today. I'm probably going to go see that one soon. And this one also saw the return of Neve Campbell, as she was convinced to return in this film by Kevin Williamson. There is a little bit of controversy with this movie. It all started back in 2023 before this movie went into production. It all started when Melissa Barrera, who was in the previous 2 films, was fired over her comments speaking out against Israel's genocide on Palestine. And because of that, Jenna Ortega left as well. So the Carpenter sisters from the previous 2 films did not return in this one. And Christopher Landon was originally going to direct this movie as a replacement for Radio Silence, but after Melissa Barrera was fired, he resigned as well. And so Kevin Williamson decided to step in and direct this one. So, yeah, I saw this one 2 weeks ago, like not long after I watched 5 and 6 for the first time, which I forgot to say this earlier in the video. I watched 5 and 6 for the first time recently before seeing this movie. So I saw this one 2 weeks ago, and I did not like this movie at all, but we'll get to that one in a moment. So let's just get into the story quickly, but I'm sure you know how the story goes. So this film follows Sydney living in the town of Pine Grove, Indiana, where she's basically started her life over the years since I believe it was after the 3rd film or something. She moved to this town, she got married, had some children, and it also follows her daughter Tatum, who is named after the character Tatum from the first film, played by Rose McGowan in that film. So it's all seeming like she's living a normal life, but you guessed it, 2 dickheads put on the Ghostface mask and start killing people, basically trying to get at Sydney again. I mean, do I really need to explain the rest? You know how it all goes. It's almost the same plot at this point. Now, I really did not like this movie at all, and I honestly consider this film the worst one of the whole franchise. Well, the reason I'm going to get into that is going to be into spoiler territory, but we'll get to that in a moment. The kills in this one are decent, but definitely a lot more over the top and more brutal than some of the other films in the franchise, which it's not bad, but I don't know. They weren't nearly as good as some of the other kills in the previous films. And the big reveal, like, this movie has the worst killer reveal, like, in the whole franchise, and it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? But again, we'll get to that in a moment when we get to the spoilers. Nev Campbell was good in this one. Same with Courtney Cox, as always. And it even brings back the two remaining survivors from the fifth and sixth film. Well, besides the Carpenter sisters who survived, but they obviously didn't return to this movie because of controversy and all this other shit. But now it's time to get into spoiler territory. I guess we'll start with the plot holes. So in Scream 4, I think it showed one of Sydney's daughters, because she has like 2 daughters and 1 son. And I think in the fourth one of her daughters was in the movie. I think it was Tatum. I don't remember, nor does it matter. But in 5, it shows her pushing a stroller with 2 of the kids or something. And then in flash forward to Scream 7, there's only just Tatum and none of the other 2 kids. It's just like, what happened to the other 2 kids? And like, what year did this movie take place in? Apparently it takes place after Scream 6, but it says but that movie takes place in 2022, and this movie is supposed to take place around the 30th anniversary of the original killings from the first movie. It's just like, what the fuck is the time jump in this movie? Like, what year does it take place in? And another issue I have with this movie, with the plot holes, is Stu. Because apparently Stu was originally going to make a comeback in this movie. I mean, it has Matthew Lillard in the movie. Hey, stop scratching the wall. Matthew Lillard, he returns in this movie, kind of, because his character Stu was one of the 2 killers in the first film. And apparently he was supposed to be revealed as the killer in this one, but at test screenings, everybody hated that idea, which, I mean, to be honest, that is just really, really stupid, because it's like somehow the Emperor returned all over again, but in the fucking Scream movies. So it just has Stu posing as an AI version of himself, taunting at Sydney, and then when you get to the killer reveal, it's just 2 random characters that have no fucking connection to Sydney or any of the other characters, because usually in every movie in the franchise, it's always someone or the 2 people connected to the main characters in the first film. Like, who the fuck are these characters? Like, it's just, it's the worst killer reveal of the whole franchise, that it basically just fucking ruined it for me. I'm trying to remember what else. I know, Steve, I see you. I don't know. I just can't really think. It's just, this movie just pissed me off so much, and I forgot so much about it, nor do I even care to, because I guess we'll just end the spoiler talk here. So aside from all the plot holes and all the other stuff that just really pissed me off, especially with how bad the script is written, this movie just fucking ruined the whole franchise for me. It just, especially when you get to the killer reveal, it's just like, yeah, like, that was it. Oh my god, this movie just pissed me off. And you know damn well they're going to make a new movie in the franchise, because as of this video, this movie is the highest grossing film in the whole franchise, so there's definitely bound to be a part 8. But you know what? I'm out, because you know what? I think this franchise should have ended 15 years ago with Scream 4. So if they do make a Scream 8, and I know damn well they are probably going to make it in a few years from now, I'm not even going to bother with it, because you know what? I think this franchise just should have ended a long, long time ago. And this one was basically just the final nail in the coffin for me. So yeah, Scream 7, it was a piece of shit, and it is one of the worst films that I've seen this year so far. I hated it. I mean, if they brought back the Carpenter sisters, if they didn't fire Melissa Barrera, my bad. This movie just pisses me off so bad I can't even talk right. It's just, I just can't even think because this movie just pisses me off so bad. It's just, I love the original movies. Well, the first two are obviously the best, but this movie just fucking ruined it for me. It's just terrible movie. Just, anyways, I can't think of anything else to say about this piece of shit movie, so I'm giving Scream 7 a 3 out of 10. A generous 3 out of 10, I guess, but I hated it. If it was any worse than that, this would have been a 2 or maybe a 1, but just 3 out of 10. I'm done talking about this movie. So there you guys have it. That's the Scream franchise. I know there's actually a TV show that originally aired on, I believe it was Netflix, or was it MTV? I can't remember. It had 3 seasons. I heard it's alright. I might check it out, but I'm not sure yet. So if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, comment below, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. And if you didn't see the first, my review of the first 4 movies, the link to that is in the description, like I mentioned. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you all later. Have a great day, guys. Peace. Bye-bye.